welcome to Faith Walk. So today I'm going to be taking my journaling Bible. So this is the Bible that I purchased. This is an NASB, and it basically has spaces for all of your journaling here. And I'm going to be setting it up. So I did a few pages already. This is my first time actually setting up my Bible like this. So bear with me as I go through. But I do want to set up these summary pages. So I have printed out all of these, and they're for every single chapter. Now these came from Faith Womack. I'll put her channel at the bottom there in the description. So the first thing that I wanted to do was I found this on Pinterest, and it says God says you are, and it has unique, love, special, cared for, lovely, precious, etc. with some of the verses that go with that. I really liked it, so I thought I would put it in here. I also wanted to put my name in here, but I haven't decided how I'm going to do it. Now I do have a sticker maker, so I thought maybe I would print something out with my name on it, and then I would maybe, put that in here and make a sticker out of it and then just stick it in here. But I can also print it out, and just cut it out nicely and then just glue it in, same thing. So I haven't decided on that yet. So what I thought I would do is I want to put this in here. And what I want to do is I figured I would use washi tape. And the reason why is because I might change my mind later, and I might want to put something else in here. So I do have this tape. This one says Believe on it. So I was trying to decide. And then I also have this one. And this one's a little bit wider. So I have something that I had purchased from Michael's when they had a sale. And it was this little thing. It's a little carrier with like all the different sections. And so I had a lot of washi tape. So once I get my Hobby Lobby video up, you'll see all these washi tapes that I had gotten. So I decided to put them in here because I had them in a different container and I couldn't see them. So when I can't see them, it's like I don't know what I want to pick. So I thought the darker one would look nice. Maybe a lighter one would look nice, but for right now, I think I will just use the ones that I got, and if I change my mind later, I can change them out. But if you're looking for something like that, I did get it at Michael's, and it was super cheap. I think it was like a couple bucks. So, okay. I think what I'm going to do is use the small Believe. Okay, so I've got that on there. So I think I'm going to move it down because I'm not sure where I'm going to put my name. And I also have a sticker here that I would like to put on. And that looks a little bit crooked to me, so I will fix that. So what I was going to do was just put this all around. All right, so I've got all of them on there. I may reposition this top one, and I don't know, I kind of like that it overlaps, so I might leave it like that. Once I get that fixed, there is one on here that says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So I do want to put that in here, but I may also put my name in here, but maybe I'll do that on this page. I really do like this sticker. I got a lot of these at Hobby Lobby, but I also got some at Michael's, so I'm not sure where this one came from. So I finally got this off. I don't know why it was so hard. So I am going to put that on there, and I really like that. I think it's really, really pretty. All right, so we've got the front page here. Like I said, I think I'll do a name thing here. Might add some more stuff. I'm not sure yet. I spent a lot of time printing out those summary pages, and like I said, I did glue some in. So I just did some tip-ins. So I use this Tombow, I guess you call it, glue. I don't know if I'm a super fan, but I see lots of people that do use that. So those are tipped in. There was one that I couldn't tip in, and that was Joshua. So as you can see, it's not on a page where I can tip in really, and I didn't want to tip in here in the middle of 1 and 2. So what I ended up doing was I put it here, bent it over, and then I put a small amount of washi tape on it. Lesson learned on this one, and we'll try another one, but see how it got all crumbled in there, the paper? So I might take this off and redo it, but it did get kind of crumbled, so I think I would have folded that a little bit nicer, and then when I put this washi tape on, I think I would have paid a little bit better attention to the edges there and how I was putting that on, so I didn't kind of get that crinkly look, I guess. So originally I printed these out with some extra space on the ends there. That was because originally I thought I would need more to go into you know, the crease, I guess you could say, and I was trying to keep this so that you could see the actual heading. Now Ezra, if you go back to Ezra, Ezra is one that you cannot tip in. So if I want to put this in Ezra, I'm going to have to do the fold, which is why, you know, this is great to have this part so I could fold it over, and then I would need to use some of my washi tape to have it on here, or I could just go to Nehemiah and I could tip it in here. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, because I got to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of you know, folding this over and doing all of that, but I think here it makes sense, because, you know, you're going to hit this first and then you can always come back. You could even put 2 in, quite honestly. It's up to you. You could put 1 here and 1 there. Doesn't hurt anything. So let me get this set up so we can get it taped on. Okay, I folded it over, so I am going to position it where I would like it. This is the other thing too that I found, is I didn't push the other one in far enough to meet the page, and so it ended up looking a little bit weird, and then it ended up crinkling. So I want to make sure it's kind of pushed all the way in, and this still allows me room to write as well. So I actually think I'm going to take a little bit more off of that because I don't like how far over the lines it is. So I am going to take a little bit more off of that. So we did a cut on that, and so I think that is pretty good. So now I need to find some washi tape that I'm going to use on there. And so I think I'm going to use this one here. It's got a little bit of a green looking, I guess, vine border. And my Bible is green, so kind of greenish. So I'll use this one. And I want to make sure that I have a nice clean starting edge up there. This is still really difficult, quite honestly, for me. Because you don't want it to crinkle, but you also don't want it to be over the line of the page on the edge. So it's kind of a fine line there. So I'm going to lift this up. And we're going to cut that off a little bit. Great. Okay. Okay. I think that that looks pretty good. So I'm pretty decently happy with that. So that is on there now. And when I open this up, I still have room to write, but it also tells me here's about Ezra and Nehemiah. So when you flip over here, you have Nehemiah. Okay, so for Esther, I'm going to do a tip-in. So again, I have a lot of white space here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. Okay, I have cut off the edge on there. I got that cutter, this cutter from Amazon, and I don't know, it's called Furbin, I don't know. Anyway, it looked nice when I got it, when I looked at it, and I think it's cutting straight, but sometimes my stuff cuts crooked, so I don't know, it's probably just me, but it's very strange. Okay, so that's going to be my tip-in, so I'm going to go about there. So what I've been doing is I'm using my Tombow glue, and I'm just trying to get it onto the very, very edge of here. Now, I don't mind if it goes a little bit in the front, but I don't like it in the back. And the reason why is because it sticks to the pages of my Bible. And then, so I'll just take my finger, go across here, try to get some of that removed. It sticks to the back of my page on the back, and I don't like that. I don't mind if it sticks to the front, but I don't like when it sticks to the back. So I'm just doing a tip in here. And I want to make sure it's where I want it. That looks good. So I'm just pushing it in, and then I just been using this like letter opener and pushing it down into there with the glue to the best I can do. And then in the back, see how it sticks there a little bit? What I like to do is just kind of make sure that it's not holding the papers, because I want to be able to open this completely. So just kind of do a little bit of that back and forth. And if I feel like I don't have enough glue in there, I'll add a little bit more glue. This is probably a little more perfectionist than I need to be, but that's the way I like it. So that's what I've been doing. So to me, that's perfect. I like the way it looks. When I open up Esther, you know, that's what I'm going to see. So we'll go ahead and flip that over. And sometimes I'll do that and then I'll come back and just check it to make sure. So I'm going to continue to do the same thing with the rest of these. So this is going to have to be one that's folded over. Now the other thing you could do, which I thought about doing actually, is you could do it this way. So, you know, don't have to have the little white spot there on the end, but you could do it this way where it would lift up like this. I didn't leave enough on the top of mine. That's the first thing. But the other part of it too is, see how this is kind of like turned up, I'll say. I was afraid that when I do this, that it's just going to wrinkle up. So that's why I ended up wrapping it around and doing it this way. You could also, there's like a small space here, if you can see it, and it's like just, you know, a blank space. You know, you could also even take this and glue it in there and then fold it up this way. So that way when you go down, it would have like a little fold here, but it would have a fold going this way, and then you could just pull it down like that. So I also thought about doing that way. Right now I'm just using the bending and the washi tape. I might change my mind later, and we'll see how that goes. So that's one thing that I'm doing there as well. And I have a lot of these to do, but you know, I'll just do them one by one. So one of the other things that I put together, I made this on Canva. So this is for Galatians 5. It's for the fruit of the Spirit. So it's 5:22 to 23, which is on this page. But the fruit of the Spirit in love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. So what I did was I made these on, I'm going to take the clips off. I made this on Canva. So I haven't tried this yet. I don't know if this is going to work or not. So I made this little, and it's like a little book. I'd used some glue on here, and I put this together. I glued it, rubbed it across, and then I put all these clips around it to hold it together. I haven't actually tried to open it since I did that. So, okay, that looks good. So what I did was I put the fruit of the Spirit on the front with the verse. And then each page, I have each one. So there's love. The next one should be joy. And you can see I did some different colors. Peace. Patience, etc., etc. And I printed this on, it's a little bit of a color paper. It's kind of like a beige color paper that I got from Michael's on sale. And my idea was to put this in here. Now, I might need to cut a little more off because I wanted it to be a little bit behind, you know, before the edge here. I think I'm right on the edge, so maybe I'll cut a little bit more of that off. But I was thinking about having this in here so that I can, when I look at the fruit of the Spirit, I can go into each one of these and I can take a look at joy. Okay, Psalm 16:11. So that's the idea of it. I don't know if it will, so let's just stick it in here and see. Yeah, see, it's too long, so I'll have to cut it back. Anyway, I wanted to see if it was super bulky. It is kind of bulky, so I'm not sure if I want to do it that way or not, but I'll see. But I really like the idea of having this on here so that I can read through it when I get to this section. So I'm going to think about how I want to do this. If you guys have any ideas, love to hear them. If I can't put it here, maybe I will put it in the back of the book or something like that. But I spent a lot of time making this. It was really neat and I really enjoyed it. But I did it on Canva. I do have Pro, by the way, but you could make something similar on there, or even Adobe, whatever. And so I guess I could put it in the back if I really needed to. There is a page back here after the maps. Where maybe I could do something with that, but that was the idea for that. So if you want to do a little booklet, that's what I did, and then I just did glue across here, and I put all of the little clips on there and became a little book. So that was my idea for that. There's also some blank pages back here, so I'm not sure. I think what I might do is you can get like just maybe do some lines on here, and I was thinking about maybe making it kind of like a line paper, or I could do vellum here if I wanted to, put some stickers on it, right on there, that kind of thing. But there are several pages back here, so I want to think about what I want to do there as well. So they give you two ribbons here. One's green and one's white. So while I was at the store, I picked up two ribbons, which I used to have a lot of ribbons, but I got rid of a lot of them. Hopefully you could see this one. It's got crosses on it, gold crosses. I thought that was pretty. And then I also picked up this one with this Bible in mind that has a little bit of like a green kind of pattern, leafy pattern on it. And so I thought, you know, they're a little bit wider, but not much. And I thought if I want to, I could add another one on here. And so I'm just going to pull these out so we can see what we're doing here. And what I was going to do was to put it in here and make another one of these. So that way I have 3 that I can mark my Bible with, or 4, or whatever you want to do there. So that was one of the other things that I thought I would do. And so I am going to do a quick walkthrough. I did add some additional things into my Bible. So I have on here the God Says You Are with a sticker. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I've got my name. I did this in Canva, and so then I just kind of pasted it on there with glue. I've got a cute little sticker there that I got from Amazon. I did this in Canva as well. This is the books of the Bible, the Old and the New Testament, law, history, poetry, etc. And so I didn't want to highlight. I thought about highlighting in here and doing that, but there wasn't a lot of room. So I just went ahead and added that on there. I went through and did all of my summary tabs. So this did take quite a long time, but I did go through, and most of these are tip-ins. There was a few that I ended up doing because they were on this side. I did the page like this, and then I did washi tape down the side. So that was done that way. So once I got to John, because there's only like one page in between, it got a little dicey here. What I ended up doing, because even this has 2 on it, was because this had a tab on it, what I ended up doing was I ended up taping it this way. So this was the only way I could do it, because the other ones I was taping on the opposite side. So I had to do it like this with the opposite side where I was taping it. So it was more like that. But in here, I kind of ran into this issue with the tabs, so I just did a fold over, and I figured I can just look at it that way, and then I still have room to write. I can even write on the back of that page as well. So that was something I ran across. So originally I had this book here as just one section, and it was just, I think it was like 9 or 10 pages. But I felt like that was going to be a little bit too bulky, so I did it 2 per page, which came out really nice. I could have actually done it on the back as well, but if I wanted to write something, I could write something now. And I did a tip in for that, and then of course I have this other page here, and I don't think it's too bulky. I think it works out really good. The other thing I added at the end, and I wish that my handwriting was nicer, I couldn't figure out a way to actually print something. I do have like a Brother printer, but like I think it would have been too big to put on here. I'm not sure that the font would be small enough. Maybe I'll look and give it a try, but I just added some blank tabs to the back that matched the rest of the tabs that I got with the set, just for maps, weights and measures, and etc., etc. So I just went ahead and did that as well. So that is my final Bible setup. If I do find later that I need some extra ribbons, I will maybe add some of those by adding them into the spine. But for now, I think that this Bible is set up and ready to go. So thanks for spending the time with me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any additional ideas or some things that you've tried that I didn't, or something that might make life a little easier for me on the next Bible, I'm happy to hear about it. So please leave comments, and thank you for your time.